¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kan du norsk?
If you've had that sound from Babbel before, I bet you do. Babbel is the science-backed language learning app that actually works. With quick 10-minute lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts, Babbel gets you on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. With over 16 million subscriptions sold and a 20-day money-back guarantee, just start speaking another language with Babbel. Right now, up to 55% off your Babbel subscription at babbel.com/Spotify podcast. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify podcast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Being a marketer's no sweat. You just have to manage dozens of channels, launch hundreds of campaigns, score thousands of leads, and okay, fine, it's a lot of sweat. Unless you have HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools to help you do all that and more. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. This is Central Texas Life with Ann Harder.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Central Texas Life. And we're kind of in a little new set situation, but some longtime friends of mine here with the Music Association of Central Texas. And it's always great to see Top Clark, his beautiful wife, Tamara, and James Stone, who is, you are the president.
Current president.
Current president. Of course, Top, you called me not too long ago, and we hadn't talked in a long time.
It's been a while.
Look back, it was 2017 when you came on Central Texas Living on Channel 25, talking about the Music Association of Central Texas and what you do. And that's what I want us to spend a little time sort of reconnecting and also looking at where the music scene is now, the live music scene in Central Texas. Just your thoughts.
My thoughts?
Yeah, your thoughts.
Well, you know, we made it through COVID. COVID was a particularly tough time for the music scene and our organization because, you know, we couldn't have regular meetings. We didn't want to, you know, people get exposed. So that was a real tough time. So I was president at the time. And so what we did is we kind of went over our rules and, you know, how we do things, how we vote, how we organize the board of directors. We totally revamped the, what do you call that thing?
Bylaws.
The bylaws.
Yeah, the bylaws.
Yeah, totally had a brain freeze there. We revamped the bylaws and got that all reorganized and worked on, you know, getting things organized so we could, you know, jump back in when things loosened up. Have a plan
to move
So that next year we did, you know, we had several events. Mm-hmm. We did a singer-songwriter competition. We had jams during our meetings. We had regular meetings. We had a festival down here in Austin Avenue. And that whole thing with the Austin Avenue festivals, I remember when I first moved to Waco, one of the things I really enjoyed, they had a festival here on Austin Avenue. Yeah. And Susan Tedeschi.
The Blues Fest.
Yeah, it was kind of a blues test.
Remember that?
Yeah. And Susan Tedeschi played, and I became a big fan of hers, but I just thought it was such a great thing to get everybody together as a community to listen to live music. Mm-hmm. So I pursued going ahead and having a festival, and it's a big headache to put one of these together.
It's a lot of work, yeah.
It's a lot of work, and when you're dealing with a municipality, you know, you're piling on other things like you have to have police protection and insurance and all that stuff. Which
you have to jump through.
Which compounds it. But after I kind of became ill, and I had to fight cancer for several years. I'm still fighting it, but I'm in remission. Thank you, God.
You're looking good.
Thank you. And so we had a lot of changes. I got to a point where I really just couldn't function as president anymore.
Right.
So the vice president at the time, traditionally the vice president becomes the president if the president leaves or something happens to that person. So Casey Stanislaw became president.
Yeah, I've had him on this podcast before. Yeah.
Casey became president, and James became vice president, and then Casey when was that, James, that he
So
turned it over to you?
Maybe March.
March of this year, yeah.
Yeah.
He turned it over to James, and both those guys, you know, I was just so proud of Casey, and I'm really proud of James because he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
You know, he's really got his finger on the pulse of the music scene, and
then we have Stephanie for vice president.
Yeah, now we have Stephanie Shavira.
Stephanie
Oh,
Shavira.
so, yeah, good longtime friend of mine from the
Yeah.
Mamma Mia
Yeah,
production at the Waco
she's
Civic
been-
Theater.
she's been
Yeah, I'm
awesome.
looking forward to seeing her
She's
again
been awesome.
sometime. So James, your thoughts on where things are? How many members do you have in the Music Association, and who could become a member?
Yes, anybody can become a member. It's mactx.org, and all the information that you need out there and stuff like. It's only $30 a year, so you know if you're a musician and you really want to be part of something, join up. But we don't require your membership to show up to anything.
You have
or,
to be
or
at the meetings.
participate and everything else. And for the musicians that we have had perform at our events, we almost always make them members anyway.
Yeah.
As far as the number goes, I mean, our database, you know, we try to keep it under.
Changes every day.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I'd say we have maybe 120 paying members, but we
Really?
have 250 in the database. And you know, one of the things you said, you know, the pandemic happened,
Yeah.
but it messed up the whole, you know, but it gave us a chance to rethink what we were doing, and to, you know, the things that were working and the things that weren't. And then one of the other big things too is like, you know, he brought me on. It was his brainchild. And by the way, he's a president emeritus.
Of course, Top is. Yeah.
But I'm an IT guy. I
Yeah.
work on software and stuff like that. And so we built the website and everything else, and it really allowed us to spread our tent pegs. You know, we were, by having meetings in Waco all the time, we were more Waco-centered. A lot of people thought that,
Right.
but we're not anymore. We've got somebody from Gatesville. I'm from Temple. Casey's from Cameron. And obviously, you know, you're from Waco, right? Stephanie's from Waco.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the great things that we did this year that's different than what we've done in the past is we started doing every single month, you know, somewhere. And we've been a couple times in Salado. We were at the Shed. We've been at the Texas Music Cafe a few times. And, and these are meetings / jams. O'Brien's. We've been at what's it called? It's in Killeen, the Mint. We've been at where else? But we try and spread it around. Now, well, Corks and Barrels, which should be opening up in Temple again, but it got wiped out in the tornado.
Texas Music Cafe here in Waco.
Right.
Yeah, and now they're on 6th Street. And
Yeah,
stuff like
they've kind of moved around a little bit, but there are, seems to me, more places now for musicians to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What
a
are
lot
you
of different
finding,
places.
Tamara?
There seems to be a lot more. There were some that closed down during COVID, but it seems to be picking up, and there's a lot more opening up than there was to start with.
Yeah, it's changed. Although lately, last month or two, I mean, I don't normally have to look for gigs. I get a phone call and stuff like that, and I've been getting some solo duo type of things, but for a full band, it's been pretty spotty lately. And a lot of musicians are feeling that same thing. I don't know if it's the weather or the economy or who knows what.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, there's a lot more little coffee shops and
Right. That's
cafes
what I'm saying.
opening up, and of course they don't really gear their music, the music they hire, towards full bands.
Right.
But they're
It's usually
great
a
for
solo or
singer-songwriters.
a duo.
You
Right.
know?
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of setting a mood, kind of a thing.
So
yes.
there's been a lot more action there, I think, for solo and duo performers. You know, in the area.
Yeah, and then Temple, for instance, I mean, O'Brien, they finally got the street open, but it's a mess downtown.
That has been torn up for a while. I mean, that was a significant storm.
It's still torn. No, well, the storm. This is not from the storm. They're remodeling the whole town.
Yeah.
They dug up the whole
Kind of
street.
what happened to Salado a few
Yeah.
years back. Yeah, things were, which brings us to Salado, because you do have your big event coming up on Saturday, November the 2nd. It's the 4th annual Fall Music and Arts Festival, and maybe I came to the second one. I don't know. I've been to one of it.
Yeah, I think it was the second one you came
there at Barrow Brewing.
Yeah,
easy to find there in Salado. And so let's talk about that event. So who all is going to be playing? How long?
Well,
funny I should ask. You got a lot of great acts.
Well, on the outdoor stage, we're going to start with the Lindsley Brothers, and then we have Under None. Okay, Lindsley Brothers are great. It's kind of more pop, I suppose, or I don't know what to call it pop, but it's a lot of original stuff. These guys,
they're a very lively band.
Yeah, very lively band, very entertaining. They're two brothers that came from Virginia and have been out here for a few years. And,
really?
Yeah, great band. We've had them. I think we had them last year, right?
Yeah.
And they played at the block party too. That's where I met them. And then we have Under None, which is metal. So, but they're very good. It's Gabriel Sanchez. I don't know if you're gonna hear him. Then Third Street Chaos. They're a Waco band, but they played at the block party as well this year. And I think they didn't come in first, but they did pretty well. And then one of our favorites is the Scott D. Taylor Band. I don't know if you know Scott, but for those of you who have never seen Scott, and maybe I'm biased a little bit and stuff like that, but he's probably the best lead guitar player in Central Texas.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
He's
He's incredible.
lead player. He's a great lead player.
He blows my mind.
Yeah.
And then we have X Factory, which is a couple of members live up this way. They hosted I think, was it Anderson? I don't remember. I can't remember. But a jam down in North Austin for years and years and years. So, and then we have our headliners. We have Lance Wade Thomas, and kind of I'd red dirt / country, somewhere around in there and stuff like that. Interesting story about Lance. He's a great musician, but he, when CDs were first coming out, he went and got a whole bunch of CDs made, and he went around to all the different bars and got them to put his CD into the jukeboxes. So everybody thought it was a big deal because, but he really wasn't at first, and they liked his songs and stuff like that. So, and then Taylor Branch is going to be the last band, and the Lone Star Ramblers. All of these are, Central Texas musicians. We're not, we want to highlight Central Texas. That's that period. And then on the indoor stage, we have Patrick Shade. He's one of our board members. Steve Bash, if you've never heard him, he plays a lot of 70s and 80s music and stuff like that. He was kind of a hard rock metal band when he was younger. We have Twilight in Texas, which is Mike Couch and his partner, which I can't remember his name, but awesome duo. We have Matt Riley, who we didn't really know him, but one of the things after the after the meeting jams, we had those all the way up to July, from December to July, and then we did in August at O'Brien's, the singer-songwriter, which was an incredible event. The judges we had were, done right. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's great.
But Matt came in second, and so two of the winners of that, Matt Riley and Ray Pelusic, who was just off the hook, keyboard player, and he's a lifelong, musician and stuff like that. But both of them were the winners. Ray was first, and Matt Riley came in second. So they are part of the prizes was a paid gig at the festival.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
And then we also have Dueling Hearts, which is a local
bluegrass.
I was gonna say,
band.
I've heard
They are
it.
great.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
They're
Yeah.
here in Waco.
They played our festivals here.
And Morgan Lee Powers, who's been playing around, and she won the singer-songwriter last year.
Really? Yeah.
And then the last one is Dana Spigner. And if you don't know who Dana Spigner is, you might have heard of John and May and the Mayflies.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Dana is her father.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've seen the two of them.
And he's helping us do sound and stuff like that. Yeah. One of the things about this year that I'm very proud of that we were able to do for this festival is that everybody gets paid.
That is Amazing.
And thanks to all the musicians up to this point who have played for free.
Yeah.
And got us to the point where we actually could do this. And also all the vendors, and also to Katie Hill and Barrow Brewing, the vendors are what makes this possible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, so...
Yeah,
the
what a
vendors
great
and
venue.
Katie Hill.
What a wonderful place there.
Beautiful. And November's, it's...
Weather
is awesome. It's been awesome every single time.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that weekend is it's one of the least rainy weekends in Texas.
Yeah, who knew? I guess y'all did. Yeah. But what a great event. Again, this is the 4th annual Music Association of Central Texas.
Right now we're sitting at 61 vendors.
Yeah.
So we should have close to 70 by the end.
And so if somebody wants to hop on board, there's still time
There's
to do
still
that.
time, but it's tight.
So if you want to do some Christmas shopping, we got plenty of vendors selling.
By the way,
wonderful things.
And we appreciate having a chance to talk to you, but advertising has always been something we couldn't afford one way or the other, and this year, and you kind of get an idea.
You have got a billboard.
Is a billboard.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. So where is that one?
That one's going to be on Highway 190 coming from Killeen towards Salado.
Yeah,
and it's been a Barrow Brewery one, and because of our 501c3 status and PSA, we were able to get a really good price on that. And we've got a second one that's going to be on Highway 35 going south just before Midway.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so much traffic there. And what a great way to kind of get the word out about this music festival. And the hours are when? I mean, you can just come and spend all day?
It starts about 11, although the vendors are there at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Of course
that's when our day starts and stuff like that. But, oh my God.
And of course you got to have time to change the band equipment out and all that sort of thing. But you've got 2 different look at they're playing both inside and outside.
Yes, we have 2 stages. We have a big stage outside, and then we have the indoor stage, which is James read the names of the performers, but it's basically solo and duo
and singer-songwriter
inside.
type.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. So this festival, though, is this a juried event, too, where you win? It's not like a battle of the bands where somebody's going to win. No. Everybody wins because they're getting paid.
Everybody wins.
Yes, exactly.
Because they get a paycheck.
Yes.
I do want to say, just to clarify, too, this is an absolutely free event.
Okay, there you go.
For people to come, not for us. And one of the things that, we would hope people and appreciate is that we have 2 Airbnbs that we're raffling off, okay? Mm-hmm. And then we'll have a 50-50 at the same time. And, that's if instead of donating to us, buy some raffle tickets.
There you go. Okay, and so how can folks do that?
There'll be a table out front.
Okay,
and,
they're at the...
all kinds of QR codes and any way you want to work it. So, yeah.
Well, what is the best way to find out more information about this event and MACT just in general?
Well, I think the best way is to go, and another thing that we did during the COVID break, and James mentioned this, he's an IT guy, and he set up our website and did an outstanding job on it. So the website at mactx.org, because we are a nonprofit, that has information about the benefits of being a member. You can join right there on the website. It has information about our events. So I would suggest that somebody who is not familiar and wants to know more, go to mactx.org.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe you just love music and want to support local musicians. You can join and be a part of it and be informed on all the stuff going on, and so you don't have to be a musician.
Yeah, we have several people that aren't musicians that are members. They just appreciate live music and they want to be associated with us and help us support live music.
And some of our board members aren't musicians, so they just want to be a part of it.
Just want to be a part of it. Well, it's an evolving scene. I mean, it's like growing a garden. I mean, every day it's a little bit different. There's going to be change. But it appears to me there's just more opportunities for live musicians in Central Texas. I mean, would you say so?
I would. Okay. I want to bring some. I went to an online meeting this morning, and I'd been there last month. Stuff. Waco went through the Texas Music Office has a program called Friendly Text,
right.
Music Friendly
Cities.
And Waco went and did that a couple of years ago. I know what the requirements were to get it and everything else. Not sure where it is at this particular point, or haven't been involved with that, but we did get also involved with in Salado, and they've done a wonderful job with the website, having regular meetings and all the rest of the other stuff. But I sat in a meeting this morning with the city of Temple, and we'll see where that goes. But
maybe they want to kind of move toward that designation too, to be a music-friendly city.
And one of the things that we're doing, and each city that joins has to have their own database of musicians.
Yes.
The Texas Music Office has a database of everything.
Right. Okay.
But we've been working with Texas Music Cafe and Steve Bash, who has been super helpful. I mean, he's a programmer too. Thank God I got some help. But we have built. First off, on the website, there's a list of different musicians. Venues, I think I've got 79 different venues out there. It changes so often, it's really hard to keep up with, that host live music. Mm-hmm. And you can go out there and take a look at their Facebook page and open up as many of them you want to and see what's going on and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't know that. In addition to that, for other musicians, there's some resources out there, like Facebook groups. And one of the groups that everybody should join would be the Music Association of Central Texas group, not just the page. Because if you're looking for what's going on, I would think that'd probably be the best place, because it's such a pain. The spam is horrible. But this morning, every day there's probably 10, 12 posts for different things that are going on the weekend. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we've been building this database, and it's almost done. We took what Texas Music Cafe has been collecting over the last few years for everybody that wants to participate there, plus what we have for our members, plus what we had in our own database, plus she said she would, we'll see, but the Texas Music Office is going to send us their database. Wow. And one of the things that we're trying to do, so once that's done, and I think we're going to get the artist part of it, online pretty quick here, but one of the things that we're doing is what we call an MACT approved band. Now, the bar is awful low. Like, we don't want anybody to think that we're taking, it's like, well, it's my buddy, so I'm putting out there and all that other stuff. I don't want to do any favoritism. So
some payoffs or something.
So the bar is just like, have you done like 4 or 5 shows in the last 6 months, and you're actually out participating and playing? Do you have a Facebook page or something to link to and stuff like that? It's hard to keep it up, and people come and go, and somebody leaves the band, and they're not even playing now. You know how all that goes.
Yeah.
But that's one of the resources that we want to provide, and we'll give musicians a way to get their name on there and things like that. And it's not just Temple; it's Central Texas.
Central Texas, yeah. Well, and of course, that's what this podcast is all about. I mean, we're talking about Central Texas life. Of course, so much to be said about what a great part of Texas this is to live in. But the arts plays a very big role in that, whether it's classical music you like or red dirt bands. I mean, there's a lot to choose from.
Jazz, yeah.
Oh, some great I was thinking about Dave Wild, and and he's real good about having people on, telling us every month where all they're playing, and so it's just important to know. But then there's restaurants, bars, places that regularly have some great musicians playing all the time. So you guys are just doing all the good. Of course, several years ago, I was privileged to help MC the Groovy Awards. You still doing the Groovies?
Well, we kind of put the Groovies, the focus for MACT kind of changed during COVID. We wanted to have more events for everybody instead of the Groovies. And the Groovies are great.
That was fun, though.
They're fun and they're great. The last Groovies we had was in 2018. Yeah. I was president at the time and was able to have a big hand in organizing that, putting that on, and it was great. But A lot of times that'll create animosity with some people.
Yeah, because
they don't understand why they weren't picked.
It's like a war. Yeah, what am I chopped meat? I didn't, didn't get a mention. At
people
the Groovy,
people get hurt, and I understand that.
I can see that too.
I understand that, but that was a real sticking point. And
okay.
We've talked about it, but I don't know if the Groovies are going to come back or not. We'll see.
Gotcha. But we are giving.
Yes.
Still keeping the.
Yes, we are. If people didn't know, at the
Texas
theater,
Music.
right?
Texas Music Cafe.
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah. Well, it's at the Texas Music Cafe now, which would be the Hall of Recognition, but it was at the theater.
It was at the Hippodrome.
Yeah, the Hippodrome.
Right.
Okay. And we've moved it over there now, and we did a few during the last number of years and stuff like that, but we have 5 awards, and those are going to go. Can't say who. You'll have to find out. But
Can't
we are
say who to, but we're going to present
you've got
those
some
at the
awards
festival.
to present.
Yeah,
Okay, well, that's
at the
good.
festival we're gonna do some
great.
of those.
They're more like lifetime awards, if you want to call
Right,
it that.
and so surprises.
Lifetime Achievement Awards, and
Right.
the people that have been we've decided to induct. I mean, it's just some of these people are so phenomenal.
Yeah.
They've been doing this, all their life. They've been involved with music, so we like to recognize people who've done a lifetime of music and who really have helped the community and supported live music and other musicians. And got a great group of 5 people.
So people don't get pushed out of shape because you didn't get one this year and all the rest of the stuff. We can only do so many every single year.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And it's 2 plaques. It's one to present and one to hang in the hall. So it's not the cheapest
That's
thing in the
neat.
world to do.
Yeah.
But the people that are there, they've been doing this their whole life. It's
Right.
like, so if you've only been doing this a couple of years,
And
you
it's
don't qualify.
Yeah, you got plenty of
Always
time.
fun to surprise someone, and who's just been doing it because they love it. It's a passion. They love music, but to be recognized by their peers is really wonderful.
We really did, the last time we gave out the awards, I was real fortunate to give out 3 of them, and we did one in Salado to Richard Paul Thomas.
Yeah.
And his reaction was just amazing. He was so pleased.
Yeah.
He had no idea. We're keeping it secret. We don't want anybody to know.
I think that's great. Yeah.
But he was just so pleased. It was just such an honor. I really admire that guy for a lot of reasons. But he's been doing music forever.
Written and played music.
He was involved in the folk scene up and around in New England.
Yeah.
With his wife.
The beginning days.
Yeah. He's been around a long
that's
time.
Great.
But it was just the way he was so surprised and so pleased. It almost made me cry. It was just.
Yeah, and we have a bit of a backlog because we haven't been,
Right, recognizing.
Right, we're trying to get as many of these people before they're not here to receive it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I hear you. Well, this is awesome. Again, this is coming up November 2nd at Barrow Brewing. Yeah. The Music and Arts Festival is the 4th annual, put on by the Music Association of Central Texas. And you can become a member by simply, how do you do it?
mactx.org. Scroll down on the bottom. It says become a member.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, James, Tamara, thank you so much. Thank you for all you do. If I had awards, I'd give them to all of you for all that you've done all these years.
Well, we
on behalf of local musicians.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we appreciate you, Ann, because you always, every time I've approached you about, being on the air with you or doing something related to the music scene, you've always responded so positively.
You've done a lot with the arts.
Well, I'm happy to.
We appreciate you continuing to be a supporter.
Well, music can evoke so many memories, and it just is so powerful to soothe your soul, or build you up, make you excited. That's just what music is all about. So
some of us are addicted to being out in front of people making noise. So
and then there's that. Well, thank you all so much, and thank you for being with us for Central Texas Life. We'll see you again next time.
See you November 2nd in Salado.
November 2nd in Salado.
Be there.
Barrow Brewing. Bye-bye.
Central Texas Life with Ann Harder is part of the Rogue Media family. Be sure to check out our other shows at roguemedianetwork.com. Please rate this show 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Join us again soon for more Central Texas Life with Ann Harder. This has been a Rogue Media Network production. Are you a podcaster? Let's talk podcast hosting. Are you tired of your current podcast host? Need real support in a community that gets it? At Rogue Media Network, we offer top-tier podcast hosting services to help you thrive. From hosting and distribution to dedicated support, we've got you covered. Starting as low as $25 a month. Join our community of passionate podcasters today. Contact us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com.